Please welcome to the stage, Sue, everybody. Susan, everybody. There you go.
Hi, everybody. Has everybody enjoying the conference this week? Has it been good? I think Brian's been a blast. I mean, that was a lot of fun to listen to that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining. My name is Susan Odle. I'm CEO of StorMagic. So we specialize in on-site virtualization that is purpose-built for the edge. This is a really important point, right? The edge is not the data center. They're completely different environments. So when we talk about the edge, we have a few things in mind. Is there typically IT staff at the edge? No, right? There isn't. You've got remote locations, whether you're a retailer that has stores, you're a mining company that has multiple mines, you're a supply chain company that has multiple facilities, remote offices. Most edge locations do not have IT staff. That's number one. Number two, you don't have a lot of budget to put tech out at the edge. There are cost constraints at the edge. So understanding the environment of edge computing and the businesses that operate at the edge, understanding the cost constraints, understanding the lack of IT present to solve problems is critical when we're talking about edge virtualization. So we specialize in a 2-node architecture with a 3rd node virtual as a witness. It can live in the data center, it can live on the network, it can live on a Raspberry Pi. So we provide greater HA than 3 physical nodes in a cluster. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but it is in fact more robust than a 3 physical node cluster. So today, or this week, we announced an integrated solution with HPE on the DL145 with the AMD 8004 processor, fully integrated solution that ships with our hyper-converged solution. So on the left, SVHCI, software-only hyper-converged infrastructure that is a rip and replace for VMware. So anybody thinking about alternatives to VMware, full hyper-converged stack, imaged on the DL145, shipped, plug and play, add your workloads, test it out, and go. So if you're an organization that has hundreds or thousands of sites, can you imagine how much time you're going to save if you don't actually have to deploy your replacement for VMware on every single one of those nodes? Our nodes happen to be very efficient. Our SVHCI, our package is very small. It's about an hour to deploy it and install it and be up and running. But if you have hundreds of sites, thousands of sites, multiple nodes per site, that is an incredible amount of time that you're saving and cost to your organization. In addition to that, it comes with Edge Control, which is an enterprise-grade fleet management application. Single pane of glass, you can have up to 1,000 sites managed like you would manage one, and understands that. And I'll talk about it a bit further, but we've been running on top of VMware for more than 15 years. So we've architected our products to be very VMware-like, so that your adoption as a technical, as an administrator, as a team, you're not going to have a big adoption curve in moving over to SVHCI. Our company was founded on a foundation of hyperconverged storage. SVSAN is older than vSAN. It is older than vSAN. Okay, so you're not dealing with a startup company that's just trying to jump into the VMware migration market and, hey, look at my new candy. We've been in this space for a long time. We understand it, and we're very good at it. In addition, we have an import utility. So it's great. If you're going to move from VMware to something else, well, how are you going to do that? So we've released a utility that's going to take your VMs from vSphere and move it over to SVHCI in a reliable way. So on that note, I want to turn it over to Aaron from AMC to talk about this incredibly differentiated, this incredibly differentiated piece of hardware, focused on retail, but applicable to any cost-sensitive workloads at the edge. Aaron.
Susan, thank you. Yes, Aaron Beeman. I'm part of the server business unit at AMD, and I look after the retail and transportation markets. We're very excited about our collaboration with StorMagic and with HPE, specifically on the HP ProLiant DL145 Gen 11 platform. This platform is really unlike any other that you'll see here at the show. We've got a couple of them here in the booth, one's mounted on the wall. It's a very small form factor server. This server is about half the size of a typical ProLiant server, like a DL365 at 16 inches deep. It's also, for edge environments, critical that these servers operate very quietly. So this server operates at about 45 dB, which is about the equivalent of a library. So it's very quiet and can operate in a wide range of temperatures which is also critical for edge applications and edge deployments. There are also other specialized features or capabilities within this platform around dust filtering, grease filtering, for environments where you just can't control what might get into a server and cause it to fail. And in terms of mounting options, you can run it on a desktop. You can mount it on the wall. You can put it in a small rack if you've got space in your location at the edge. Zero-touch deployment, especially with what we're doing with StorMagic and HPE. This solution, it is an appliance. It comes and ships in 2 nodes, ready to go. I'll take just another minute, Susan, of your time and let you cover the rest of the talk. But if we could go to the next slide, I'd like to talk about what's under the hood. So under the hood, this is based off of AMD's 8004 series, codenamed Sienna CPU, server CPU. This is a CPU that scales from 8 cores all the way up to 64 cores is really been designed from an energy efficiency perspective. So this is going to give you the best performance per watt out of any offering that we have within our lineup. So we really have to balance performance with power savings. And then this is a thermally optimized CPU and offers a lot of flexibility in terms of the form factors that it can go into. So again, if you want to learn more, don't hesitate to reach out to anybody here in the booth. Happy to walk you through the server. Susan, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. So, Aaron just said the word appliance, and this is an appliance, but it has a very unique differentiation from other HCI solutions that are fixed appliances. You are not going to experience vendor lock-in with the HPE AMD StorMagic HCI solution. If you need to add storage, if you need to add some additional processing power as your business evolves, you're not going to need to look at replacing that appliance. That's the key thing. Appliances are great in a point in time, but then if your use case changes, you might have to change your fleet in order to get to the new version of that HCI software. So I think the flexibility of being able to run SVHCI on any x86 HPE server is a great advantage. It lowers TCO. In addition, ease and speed and simplicity. Again, if you think about your resellers, whoever is your approved VAR for HPE technology, reach out to them. Say you heard about this integrated solution at Discover, and they will work with TD SYNNEX to provide you with a quote. But the idea is really simple. Build your machine, get your cost, get your budget approved, put the order in. It will be shipped, imaged, and ready to go. The only thing you have to add is your particular workload. So as you can see, it comes with StorMagic, SVHCI, as well as HPE Compute Ops Manager as well. So I'm going to move on. This is important. So we've always been edge. Again, I'm just reinforcing this because it matters. The edge is not the data center. Okay, our technology is not over-architected for an edge use case. It's purpose-built. So it's not us or Nutanix. Maybe it's Nutanix in the data center and it's us at the edge. Maybe it's VMware in the data center and us at the edge. Different applications require different technology, and so we're just encouraging everybody to think about those use cases and apply the right technology in the right way. So you can go from 2 nodes all the way up to thousands. We power up to 50 VMs per node. And as I mentioned, enterprise fleet management that looks, feels, and functions. It's intuitive like VMware, so an easy adoption cycle. And I think it's also important to just remember about the bloat, ultra lightweight. It's lightweight because it's not packed with things that you don't need at the edge. Because you don't have an IT administrator sitting at the edge doing all these kind of optimizations. You don't need it. It's not required. So as I said, 19 years we've been in business. We're not a startup. We are really predictable when it comes to cost. We license by physical host and storage capacity. That's it. I don't care how many cores and how many CPUs. I don't care. That's not what I care about. I care about nodes and I care about capacity. That's it. So as you're planning on your 10-year journey for your edge infrastructure, you have a predictable financial package that you can plan for over the long term. And that matters. In the Broadcom VMware environment, it really does matter. We also offer 24/7 support that goes directly to an engineer. Mark Christie, sitting in the audience there, is our technical services director. Directly to an engineer. You're not going through triage. And the reason we can do that is our tech is so stable and so reliable that our outage rate is very low. So we have a very high customer satisfaction rating. And one of the reasons for that Our severity 1, which is outage tickets, 0.03%. It's an unheard of stat. It is because we are committed to quality code that just works. Our customers, set it and forget it is not a marketing tagline. It is what our customers are telling us. They deploy our technology, they get on managing their business. It just runs, it does not fail. That's what you need at the edge when you don't have the staff to manage the risk. One of the other things I'll point out, low bandwidth. Okay, when you have edge locations, mining is a really good example. A mine that's 200 miles from the closest city center, retail, stores in small towns where they don't even have 3G networks, let alone 5G. We're literally kilobytes per second in bandwidth that our witness can function to deliver high availability. That matters. That's what purpose-built for the edge is all about. So I think it's, knowing the difference between edge and the data center requirements from a virtualization point of view is critical. So there's a couple of use cases. Obviously the VMware migration is a thing, and it's important to understand, does a vendor that you're thinking about have the understanding of the edge application? Do they understand it, and how are they going to get you there? Beyond, that kind of elephant or gorilla in the room, the second one's important. We're in a tough economic time, right? And so if you're thinking of upgrading your fleet, is there going to be a tariff impact? We're the only HCI vendor that can replace VMware on existing hardware. We have yet to come across a use case where we can't replace VMware on existing hardware. You can then upgrade your fleet to the DL145 when that comes. So options in terms of managing your infrastructure. And again, let me talk about the 2-node plus a witness. Okay, the witness can fail. If one of the 2 nodes can fail, that 3rd node is still going to operate. In VMware, you need 4 physical nodes to achieve that same level of high availability. So you can bring a business case back to your company and say, I have a path to get to 2 physical nodes. Reduce your IT spend, invest that money on innovation, especially on the DL145. Yeah.
What's the biggest size of VMware migration that StorMagic is?
So we have customers all the way from a single site, 1 cluster, all the way up to 6,000 sites, 2 cluster high availability. So it's an interesting time in the market. It's a great question. Last year, a lot of people were curious about what the alternatives to VMware would be. This year, they're making decisions. So we're in multiple large scale, late stage POCs where people are saying, now I need to get off before the next renewal of my maintenance happens. So happy to talk more about offline with you. Okay, so why this matters, I think I've covered most of it. Distributed locations, low IT staff, we can help you with that. Lead times, we've got a simple workflow from HPE to TD SYNNEX to your VARs directly to you, ship direct. Vendor lock-in's a big one. If you're looking at an appliance, really understand what that means. We can help you look at options when it comes to VMware migration. So, call to action. If you want to learn more about not only the DL145, but just our technology, we do have a booth just down over by the OEM section. We'd be happy to give you a demo. We'd encourage you to scan the code and learn more about our integrated solution. So thank you so much.
Give it up for Susan and Aaron, everybody. Yes, yes, yes.